She had known that any man with pride and self-respect would never marry her, much less into the Callahan family. Back when her grandfather said to find a husband for her, she thought at that time whoever was willing to marry her would be greedy and lazy, coveting her family's wealth, although she did not know who her husband would be at all. Yet, she had never expected this man who just became her husband would bring her to this paradise. James knelt and lifted her veil. Don't. Thea panicked and shied away. With scars crisscrossing her face and entire body, she was a fearful sight. What if she scared her new husband away? They had not even been properly introduced yet. James removed her veil and away. Thea was extremely scared, her heart beating out a nervous rhythm in her chest. She felt so ashamed, wanting nothing more than to disappear and hide. James tilted her face up gently. It was a shocking latticework of scars. James traced his fingers over them. His heart ached for her, knowing that it was all his fault. If she had not saved him, Thea would not be in this situation. He had a tender expression on his face, an unusual look for him. Almost in tears, he said, "Oh Thea, you've suffered too much." Thea did not dare to look at James directly. She fidgeted with her shirt instead. Gently, James told her, "Trust me, it'll help you recover." Thea panicked again, still not looking at him. "Get the medicine." James stood up and barked out a command. Immediately, the doors of the villa burst open. A few men in black suits walked in, carrying a few boxes. Inside the boxes were expensive pills, tablets, and other types of valuable medicine. James got to work, fiddling with items inside the boxes and mixing some of them to form a salve. Once he was done, he crouched down by Thea. She was still playing with a corner of her shirt. He took her scarred hands in his, but she pulled away and hid them behind her back. Looking at the floor, she asked quietly, "What are you doing?" "Relax, Thea. Take off your clothes." Thea started crying at once and quickly undressed. With tears in her eyes, she said, "Yes, I know I'm ugly. I have scars everywhere. Are you happy now?" She knew that any man her grandfather chose for her would mock her and humiliate her. She had gotten used to it over the years. Ever since the incident, she had been plagued with nightmares. She cried every day, and she could barely remember what it was like to be happy. Looking at James, she bit her lip, still crying. Tears pooled in her eyes and spilled down her cheeks. James felt his cold heart fall looking at her. He hugged Thea to him, solemnly vowing, "I will never cast you aside. No matter what you look like, you're my wife, now and forever." Thea was stunned. Was he not going to mock her? She could not dredge up a response. James released her, and carefully applied the salve he concocted onto her scars. Then, he wrapped her up with gauze entirely, even her face. When he was done, Thea looked just like a mummy. James guided Thea to sit down with him. "Thea, trust me, 10 days is all it takes. I promise that you'll be a different person after 10 days. "Ah, really?" Thea finally managed to respond, though she did not quite believe it.